everybody, and welcome to another week of Let's Talk. I am your host, author Dre Lett. Thank you for joining me for another fun filled week where we inform and inspire and motivate. We get you going during these tough times and beyond. If you're watching this show live, we appreciate you tuning in. Make sure to enter your comments and questions and chime in. And if you're watching this in the post recording phase, as you know, you can watch the show on Roku. Every Friday night, if you want to be a part of the live virtual audience, we tape on Facebook. The Facebook page is called Let's Talk with author Dre Lett. There you can chime in and ask questions of the guests and things of that nature and be a part of what I call the Let's Talk fam. So, super excited to have you guys here with your support and joining us tonight. All right, you guys. So, tonight is what we call let's talk about the subject reclaiming your confidence and the reinvention of self. My guest is no stranger to the show. She is the show's author and life coach, Elise Green. She's our life coach here on Let's Talk. And she will be talking about all the eye-opening topics that surround this subject. She'll be on the virtual stage shortly. So, you guys, and what's hot, right? What's going on? There's so much going on. As I tell you guys every week, I filter through what to share, what not to share. And for obvious reasons, I'm going to stay away from politics. But those of you that have been watching the show with me from day one, I think you know which side of the coin, so to speak, I'm on. Let's just say here in Georgia it has been very interesting. I can't say any names because Facebook may stop the recording, but it's been very, very interesting. Some of the memes I'm seeing, the TikTok videos, it's hilarious. So I just cannot wait till all this is over with because well, you guys already know, right? Okay, so and what's hot news? Unfortunately, the death of a 25-year-old Black woman who died in Cabo, Mexico last month has left her family seeking answers, with police insisting there was no foul play, while her family claims she died of a broken neck. Shanquilla Robinson's mother, Salamandra, revealed last week that an autopsy found her daughter has suffered a violent death, and now her family claims Shanquilla's friends are to blame after a leaked video seemingly showed her being viciously assaulted by a friend. In fact, the autopsy shows no signs of alcohol poisoning, as Mexican authorities insist there was no foul play. According to her autopsy, her mother said that she had a broken neck and a spine, and her spine was cracked in her back. She had been beaten. You guys, this video has been surfacing all over the internet, all over everywhere, social media. And, you know, as a mother of a 25-year-old daughter, I just cringed. Um, it was horrific. All I can say is, young people, just watch who you leave the country with and take trips with. Everybody is not your friend. Some people are going to be jealous and haters, and for them to actually videotape the fight was ridiculous. Obviously, this poor young woman, she didn't want to fight back. She didn't fight back. And it was such a such a sad thing to see. And I really hope that the people that had something to do with this get their day in court, because that was just horrible. So again, when you leave the country, make sure you're going with somebody you truly, truly, truly trust and that will have your back. So sad, so sad. All right, you guys, moving on to other hot topics. According to CNN, another employee exodus appears to be underway at Twitter. As many workers rejected Elon Musk's terms for staying with the company, choosing instead to depart, according to multiple current and former employees. Wonder why. As a deadline approached for Twitter employees to respond to Elon Musk's ultimatum to commit to working in an extremely hardcore fashion at the company or leave, some employees appear publicly to indicate they had chosen the later option. I just can't believe him. I mean, what else is next? Um, Musk told employees on Wednesday that his goal is to build Twitter 2.0 and that employees who choose to stay will be required to commit to working long hours at high intensity. He said this on Thursday afternoon. Twitter staffers began posting as of Thursday. They began posting salute emoji. In other words, they're gone, which has become a signal that someone is exiting the company. You know, I totally get it. I totally understand it. We have to be able to balance work life balance, right? And it's so important. And I'm not a big fan of him at all. In fact, I don't even check Twitter. I don't have a Twitter account and I will never buy a Tesla. And the reason for it is because of who he supports. Again, I'm not going to say the name. You all know he supports him. He has vowed to turn Twitter into a platform of freedom of speech. In other words, let the craziness begin, if you know what I mean. And I just think that we have to get back to a point in time where we've got to do what King and the civil rights movement did in the 50s and 60s, boycott. If we feel that someone or organization or a company or what have you is doing the wrong things, saying the wrong things, offending others, boycott. Our dollars are so powerful, so powerful. Don't buy into it. Just don't. And when they see that they're being hit in the pocket, so to speak, they'll go back to the drawing board and revamp and come with a different approach. So that's just my own personal opinion. I'm not calling for a boycott. You all do what you want, but I just know me, I will never drive a Tesla and I don't check Twitter. So I'm just going to pray for that situation and hope that things change in a positive light there. Okay, that's my 2 cents. All right, so let's talk, fam. Make sure you check in and tell me where you're watching the show from so I can give you a shout out. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, I'm definitely going to give you a shout out. And again, if you're watching this after we recorded it, and you want to be a part of the live virtual audience again, tune in to Facebook. Friday nights, I'm going to go to taping twice a month, 2 Fridays a month. Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check the Let's Talk page is where we record the shows, and it'll give you all the information on when the next show is, what the topic is, and you too can be a part of the live virtual audience. So with that being said, it is time to hear a message from our sponsors. message from our sponsors. Make sure you guys support them. Rockin' Richard Houston, his book is phenomenal. He has an awesome story to tell of 60 plus years of roller skating and still doing it. And of course, the other product there for if you want to spice things up. So make sure you support them as well. All right, you guys, as I said earlier, our guest, she is the show's life coach. She's no stranger to the show, and she has something that she wants to share with you guys before she comes on the virtual stage. So let me share this with you guys. I think it's amazing, okay? All right, that is so awesome. You guys make sure you support her as well. And before I bring her on the stage, I just want to give my shout outs. I forgot to do that. Please forgive me. Hey, Richard, thank you for joining us tonight. When the producer's hubby is watching the show. Hi, Andrea. She's watching the show. Let's see who else is tuning in. Renee Lambert. Hey, Tori from Detroit. Renee's from Sonora, California. Tori's tuning in from Detroit. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Thank you. Make sure you guys ask questions and comments. So, without further ado, we're going to bring on Elise Green, the life coach. The video you just saw of her services, she is amazing. Let's bring her to the virtual stage. Hey, Elise.
Woo! Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me
I
okay?
can hear you wonderfully. How are you
I can't hear
tonight?
you.
You can't hear me?
No.
No, that's not good. That's not good. Oh my goodness. Everybody, can you guys hear me on the show tonight? Just
You
want to
know,
make sure.
live. Live is always going to be live.
I know. Oh my God. Let me make sure everyone can hear me. Uh-oh. Maybe if you dial out and dial back in. Dial back in and see if that works.
Go out and come back in.
Yes, try that.
Do it right now.
Yes, yes, they can hear me. Okay, wonderfully. Okay, you guys. So as we wait on her to chime back in, let me just go through these comments. Let's see. Andrea, yes, Andrea said amen to that. This is going back to the young lady that was viciously killed in Cabo. She said amen to that. Our young people have to think twice about who they hang out around. Yes, you are so correct. It's so sad. Richard said in regards to boycotting, hit them in the pockets with the money. That's so true. You got to do that. You have got to do that. If you believe that a company or a service or organization is saying offensive things and things of that nature, do what you got to do. That's the only way to get people to wake up is to hit them in the pockets. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to bring her to the virtual stage, and it looks like her system is trying to load in. But yeah, you guys, going back to the King
Yes.
days, you can hear me
Are
now?
we there?
Wonderful, wonderful. We were just talking about boycotting and going back to the King days of how they got things done with the civil rights movement. We've got to get back to that, especially if organizations and companies do things that are offensive,
Same internet.
hit them in the
I am
pocket.
here.
Can you hear me?
I don't hear you.
No, this cannot be happening.
Uh,
Oh my goodness. Oh my
Let me
goodness.
see if it's my headset. I doubt if it's my headset, but I'm going to try to see if it's my headset.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you guys. So as she does that, it's just a mess how this world is and how people think it's okay to say certain things. I don't even get it. I just truly don't get it. People are saying they can hear you, Elise. She's gonna dial back in. Hey, Cassandra. Hey, Soror. I'm so glad you are watching the show. Thank you for your support. It means the world to me. So what do you guys think? Are you guys ever going to buy a Tesla? I know it's an electric car. and it, helps you from paying high gas prices. But I will tell you this, as a General Motors retiree, a proud one at that, they've got a beautiful car coming out called the, oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of it, but it's electric. And they've already started running commercials. That thing is beautiful. So don't feel like, Tesla's it, and I pray that Elon Musk changes ways and the things that that he does, because woo wee, I don't know. I don't know. Some more people are saying, okay, hey, Julie. Julie's tuning in from Downey, California. How are you? Thank you for joining us at Let's Talk. I appreciate your support. We got in the house Detroit, Cali. Let's see any other places. Atlanta. Absolutely. You guys are the bomb. I appreciate you so much. But and also with the young lady that died viciously, that videotape, it was horrible. I mean, I just don't understand how somebody could just beat somebody like that and they're not even fighting back. I mean, whew, it was terrible. And the guy who's recording it, he's saying, "You're not going to fight back? Like, why are you recording this?" I tell you, sometimes the things that go on in this world, we got to stay prayed up, y'all. We have to stay prayed up. There's just no other way. To go about this world is just stay prayed up, because there's some craziness going on out here. Hey, Carla's tuning in from Atlanta. Hey, girl, how are you? How you doing? What's going on? I know you've been tuning in every time we record. And just so you guys know, we're going to go to recording twice a month. And so I will definitely put information out there so you'll know which Fridays to tune in, because as I said, Facebook is where we're going to record, and then we will then take the show over to Roku, is where you can watch all the shows. So I'll let everybody know what Fridays we're going to record on. So super excited about that. Hey, cousin Diane, she's checking in from Vegas. How are you? How's the weather out there? I think I saw it was freezing in Vegas, and I was like, no way. I know it's cold here in Atlanta. Um, let's see here. Oh, Carla says she's just getting off from work. Hello, everyone. Yes, indeed. Yes. This weather is no joke. And oh, if you guys are tuning in from up north, New York and all of that, oh, I saw the snow y'all got. Ooh, I'm from Detroit and I do not miss that snow. No, I do not. I do not. Let's make sure that Elise can hear us. I'm gonna bring her to the virtual stage again and see if we can try this one more time. Diane said it's 36 this morning, 56 now. Yes, that's cold for Vegas, cuz. Oh my gosh, that is
Please,
really
God.
cold. Can you hear me?
I can you hear me?
We all can hear you. Yes.
Okay. I cannot hear you, but
Okay.
if you can hear me, I can go if you want me to
Okay.
go.
Yes. Take over.
We're going
Yes.
to do that.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
because you deserve to have an amazing show, and this is an
Oh.
amazing show. So, you and I will chit chat later. Again, hello, everybody. This is Elise Green from Dreamcast Consulting. I'm so excited to be here today to be your life coach. And I have to tell you, we talked about this subject. Dre and I talked about doing this subject last month. Life happens, and so we had to, work with the challenges. And so today we're doing this subject called reclaiming your confidence in the renovation or the reinvention of self. Now, I have been seeing on social media lately words like reimagine, reenact, take back, reclaiming. And I thought, wow, that's the same thing that I'm talking about. So I think we're on the same wavelength, that everybody's thinking about things to make a change. To sometimes you have to stop and breathe and move forward. Having said that, stop and breathe. In my life group, we're studying the Sabbath. And so there's two words in the Sabbath that we deal with. One is Shabbat, which is to stop, just cease, just stop doing anything. And then Nuwak is to settle into that time of stop. And so I think the world is beginning to understand that we have been running ragged. We've had a lot going on, and it's time to make some changes. So we're going to take a little bit of time and Shabbat, which is stop. I'm going to share with you. I want you to nuwalk, settle in, and hear what's going to be said today. Take notes, put information in the chat. I can peek at the chat and check messages if necessary. And here we go. So reclaiming your confidence in the reinvention of self. Story time. In 2007, this was a major year of change for me. So from the age of 22 until 2007, April 30th of 2007, I'd been in youth ministry. I was a youth pastor, and I experienced a change like I have never experienced before. So, as a woman in youth ministry, there are some schools of thought that believe that women should not be in leadership over men in ministry. And as what I was doing, I was over young men, youth up through ages 25. And sometimes I'd be in the pulpit just to share announcements or whatever it was in the main sanctuary. So, we had a candidating pastor who came and basically told me in our meet and greet that I would no longer hold that position. In fact, he heard that I could do other things like write musicals and work with children, so I could support him in that way. And let us just say that I did not take it very well. It hurt. It hurt a lot. I had to make some major changes. I had to do some tough soul searching, and I had to make decisions that were going to be good for the church as a whole, not just Elise Green, youth pastor, but church as a whole. And so I decided, after much prayer, to resign my position April 30th, 2007. And let me tell you, it was like experiencing what I would imagine a divorce would be like, something that I had grown with for 22 and a half years. And I had to walk away from it. And it felt like that I had to walk away, but I was being told that you can't take your kids either. And so having to walk away from that really caused me to do some deep soul searching and try to figure out who I was, because for 22 and a half years, I was always, hi, I'm Elise Green. I'm the youth pastor of bop, 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 bop. And how can I serve you or how can I help you? And that was that. And I realized in that season of transition that I'd identified myself as my title, my role, but that really was not who I was. And so God was so great, and He gave me the opportunity to spend 3 months in the balcony of Lake Avenue Church, crying out in praise and worship and soul searching. Lord, I don't understand. Help me understand and help me to move forward in this. I want to be in your will. I don't want to cause a black mark on the church. And if I've done something, help me to see it, cleanse my heart, oh Lord, and show me if there's any wickedness in me, and help me to maintain a right spirit and do what is necessary. And so those were the most beautiful 3 months of my life, is just being able to just be raw and snotty nose booger cry in the balcony, and just trust God in this process. And His word to me was, I was defining myself, like I said, by the role and by the title on my business cards, which I was very proud of. However, God said, you are so much more than that. You are a daughter of the King. Mm. So I had to remember whose I was, and not just who it said I was on my business card or my letterhead or my email address or on the bulletin. You get where I'm going with that. And so it was truly a challenging time, but I am so grateful to God today that I took that journey. Like I had a choice, that I walked that journey, but He walked it with me and never left me nor forsook me. Yes. So that's my little story time, to take you on your own story time or your own journey on how to reclaim yourself or reclaim your confidence, because my confidence was gone. I was everything that business card said I was, and God had to show me I was so much more. So how to reclaim your confidence in the reinvention of self. So the first thing is, and if there are note takers out there, put it in the chat, because people are going to want these. The first thing was, I had to take and have a reality check. Reality checks hurt. We're
Mhm.
often good at giving the reality check to other people, but
Mhm.
for ourselves, no bueno. So I had to figure out who I am. Where am I in this process? What is my current situation? And where do I want to go? So for the reality check, really had to stop and Shabbat and Nuwak, stop moving and sit in this and figure out who I was. Well, the Lord told me I was daughter of the king. Where am I in this whole grand scheme of things? What is my current situation? And is where I want to go. Where is it that I want to go? So God and I had some serious conversations about these four little questions. And my bottom line was, is the Lord, I want to continue to serve you. I want to continue to be a ministry to you. I don't feel like you don't love me. And I don't feel like my ministry years are done. But I pray, Lord, that you direct me in my steps so that I don't go on my own, lean not on my own understanding, but to lean into him and lean closely into him. There was a youth student of mine, Eric Hayes. I love him so much. We had this challenge about how close are you walking with the Lord? And so our illustration was how close are you with the Lord? It's like I'm right next to the Lord. We elbow to elbow. We got so insane with it that it got to the point where it's like, well, I'm in God's armpit. Let me tell you, I want his sweat all over me. I mean, if I could be close to his adrenal gland and get that holy whatever adrenal gland stuff is getting all over me, that's how close I want to be with the Lord. So it
Mhm.
gave me an opportunity to just walk in that closeness with God and really not trust myself at a point in time where I was just, I was angry. I was heartbroken. I was angry. I felt trust had been broken. And it was, I believe, a call from God as well to remove my hands because I had already decided that my obituary was already written and in the files at the church, and you were going to have to pry my cold, dead hands off of that church. And God said, I had other places for you to go. Took me a minute to get there, but that reality check helped me begin to accept the things that the Lord was beginning to show me. And so the next step is acknowledge the negative self-talk. Acknowledge your negative self-talk. We are good at it. We are our
Yes.
own worst enemies. We
Mhm.
can come back with the slap, the claps, the put downs, the dozens, all the things, that we would, fight somebody if they said it about our mama. But,
Right.
but we can do that to ourselves.
Mhm.
And our words are powerful. And as I talk about it with people in communication, is that words have weight. The Bible talks about the fact that there's life and death in the power of the tongue. Okay, our words are like bullets or knives, or it's either like the healing balm of Gilead. So if we are to be careful with the words that we speak to others, how much more careful are we to be with the words that we speak to ourselves and over ourselves? The word of God tells us to speak praises over ourselves, speak scriptures over ourselves, speak it over others, speak blessings. The Lord speaks blessings over us. So, I had to get in step with what my Abba Father was telling me to do. So I had to acknowledge what my negative self talk was looking like. And then I had to begin to make corrections in the words that I used. So I'm no longer just the ex youth pastor. I'm still a child of the king with all of his knowledge and experience that the Lord gave to me and opportunities to serve others, whether I was doing it in a quote unquote formalized youth ministry or not. Believe me, no matter where I went, there was always young people I could talk to or that wanted to talk to me. And that was fun. Maybe it's because I had 2 birthday parties at Chuck E. Cheese in my 30s. I'm just saying. Just gotta have a good time in life. But
Right.
young people and young adults we seem to gravitate to one another. So I was very grateful to God that wherever I was, on a bus, on a train, at the market, wherever I was, he used me there. So I began to really check the words that I used and really did an in-depth study on negative words and positive words and the impact that they have. So here's an example. Say we have a problem or a situation. On the pendulum, where's my hands? There we go. On the pendulum, um, problem or challenge swings to the problem or situation swings to the negative. Challenge swings to the positive. With a problem or a situation, you see my hands, we want to point it out at somebody. It's somebody else's fault, or there's got to be, I'm pointing it out. It's not good. On the positive with the challenge, it is an open hand. There's a challenge, but we have an opportunity to move forward and rectify or find a resolution for the challenge. So, having to do deep study for myself and realizing that we are full of negative and positive words, and we don't even think about how negative those words are or how positive those words are, but we speak them to others and we speak them to ourselves. So I stopped having problems and situations and I started having challenges that the Lord could walk me through, because He's very clear. He says, yea, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I do not have to fear any evil. I have to walk that walk, but I don't have to fear it. And whatever's out there doesn't have to destroy me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It might knock me around a little bit, but
Yeah.
it shall not prosper. So holding on to the positive words, that and we can do this together. And it's not because I okay, so there we are. So we have a reality check. We acknowledge our words and make sure that we're using positive self-talk, not negative self-talk. So then in the process of that, create yourself a true or false chart. So a true or false chart, you can make it 3 columns and just talk about put the words down that you use for yourself. Do they fall in the true, this is true about me, or the false, this is false about me? Example, I am very good at calling myself things like dweeb, knucklehead, Nimrod, and I'm still in the process of changing that. But God did not call me those things.
Mm,
There's no truth to that.
right.
I am called the daughter of the king. You
Mm-hmm.
are daughters and sons of the king. I didn't know I was going to preach today, but here we go. You are image bearers of the Creator. You are gifted and talented. Whether you use your gifts or talents is another story. And
Mm-hmm.
we'll deal with that story down the line. But you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
with that chart, when you list things about yourself that come to mind, be honest about it. Remember, reality check. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we can hide ourselves, but God knows the truth about us. But we don't want to get so stuck in the fact that we um, begin to believe our own lies, especially the negative stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So write out what words that define you, and then determine whether these are true or false. And then if you ever want to, show me your list, email me your list, and I can help you find scriptures that can affirm or confirm or support or help you look at it a different way. We can do that. So moving right along. So after you create your true or false chart about the words that you use for yourself, when you acknowledge how you use your words, negative talk or positive talk, you want to create your truth. Truth. What are they? What are your truths? What is true about you? What is it that you hold on to? So many times we don't hold on to our own absolutes because our world has become so relative that we're like the willow that whips in the wind. It's like, oh, it's going this way. Okay. Oh, it's going this way. I'll go this way. And we are no longer like the oak that can stand and really deal with some heavy winds. And the reason that we do that is because our roots grow deep. And not
Yes.
only do they grow deep, they grow wide. And so
Mm-hmm.
all of these roots, these positive roots, positive self-talk, positive reinforcement holds us steady instead of letting us whip around like the wind. So what is your truth? What is your God-given truth? What does the Lord say about you? I encourage people to learn what their name means. their
Mm.
name can really make a difference in their life. Mine is Elise, and it derives from Elizabeth with an S, which means covenant with God or godly woman.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if my mother knew that that's what my name meant at the time she named me, but I was born on Father's Day and I looked like my father, Ellis. So there you go. There's your gift, Elise. But God knew. God knew who He called me to be. And He gave
Mhm.
me a name that supported the steps that I needed to walk in. And even when they were hard, reminded me of who I am. So know your truth. What is your
Mm.
God given truth? What are your natural abilities? Some people are amazing singers or artists, or, man, I wish I could draw, but my stick figures are like, stop. Just do not draw another thing. Just leave me without hands. It's okay. So I can't draw. I would like to draw, but I can't draw. I would like to paint, but I'm not really good at it. But I try, and it's okay. But what are your natural abilities that God has given to you? Really look at that, because God gives us all gifts. And He looks at you. He says, Dre, beautiful image bearer of mine, whom
Oh.
I call blessed. You are amazing with words. And I know that there are books inside of you,
Mm.
and I need for you to write those books. That is your truth.
Amen.
So know what that truth is about yourself. It's
Mm.
so hard for us sometimes to speak such positive truths about ourselves, but that's what the Father wants for us. You know, the enemy is very good at putting the negativity in our mindset. We've heard the negative self-talk, what others have said. None of that is us. Take a good shower, take a spiritual shower, get that off, because it's not true. Okay, I'm watching time. Decide what you want the final outcome of your life to look like.
Mm.
So we're in this reinvention, this reclaiming of ourselves, right? What do we
Right.
want the outcome to look like?
Mm. That's
What
deep.
do we want it to look like? So this
Mhm.
may take a little journaling. This is work, people. This is not 10 steps to quick easy fix. No. This is work. But anything that's worth having is work. You build a good solid fence, it's going to do its job. So this is work, and this is building your foundation upon what you're going to build your empire, whatever that is, on top of. So decide what you want that final outcome to look like, and then let's work towards that. And there are steps to that. So, how do we get there? Once you've determined what that looks like, I'm very bad at visualization, but I'm trying. I'm getting better at it. Other people can visualize, and I'm just like, let me write it out.
Me too. Me too.
you know. So once you have that pictures, painting, drawing, whatever that is in your mind, or maybe you do it out in front of you, vision boards, however you do it, create your game plan. You got to have a game plan. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for everything, any and
Mhm.
everything. Oh, that looks like the answer. Oh, that looks like the answer. I can talk to this because I have FOMO, fear of missing out. I've
Mm.
told my my Wednesday co-work partner that if I sign up for one more webinar and you catch me, have at it. Because most of the webinars that I sign up for, I already know. I'm listening. I'm like, oh, I know that. Oh, I could teach that. Okay, but I have this thing. Oh, there must be something else I have to get, and I'm gonna miss it. So
That's
I have to
me.
stop that and create my game plan. The game
Mhm.
plan, again, you go for any and everything. You get caught with the shiny. And I'm going to talk about having a support system to help you stop with the shiny. So get your game plan, create your strategy, your blueprint, your steps, whatever it takes. Now, strategy and vision are two different things. And most times we get that confused and we think it's the same thing. But one is how it looks, and the other is what it's going to move us towards getting to how it looks. And that is with our blueprint or our steps. So we want to write out our steps, or contact me and we'll work together and I'll help you figure out those steps. Um, and we can then have a realistic game plan, something that's real about you. I want you to remember who you are and know what your rhythms are so that you aren't trying to be somebody else out there, but you want to be the best you that you can be. You know, there's no one else like you, there's only one of you. And each creation that God has made, He broke the mold. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's right. Stay focused, Rock and Ricky. I love it. Stay focused. Remember who you are, not them. The thing, I love riding horses when I was young. And my grandfather bought us a racehorse. And he was a stallion, and his name was Blackie. And he was beautiful. When we first met him, my sister was the one who could actually ride him the most. We had to ride in the little buggy, but he had these blinders on, and the blinders were on him in order to keep him from straying when he was running on the track, because his whole goal for getting to the end of the race was to pass these horses and not get sidetracked by, oh, there's a filly over there, oh, or
Mm-hmm.
oh, what are these people doing over there, oh, well, look, that bale of hay. So they kept the blinders on the horses to keep them going. And that's what we sometimes need. We need focus. We need to have blinders. And some of our people can be that way for us. So be realistic in knowing who you are and what your rhythms are. And if you need people to be blinders for you, well, I'm going to talk to you about how you can do that. And that's our next step, is to create an accountability team. Now, most times we talk about an accountability partner, but that's a lot of work on one person.
Yeah,
Do you
I can
see this
imagine.
face? That's a
Right.
lot of work on one person. That one person
Mhm.
getting all the text messages, all the calls,
Ooh,
spending the time on the phone, or being in person. Not that we shouldn't come alongside of each other and do this, but understand that community is much better. We suffer in isolation, but we heal and we thrive in community. So create an accountability team. And with your accountability team, don't get everybody that does the same thing.
good point.
Yeah, you need people with varying strengths
Mhm.
and abilities and gifts that can help you as well as you help them. So create that accountability team, create the community. It is so important to help you stay on target, to have check ins with others who can then support you, because they're not just your accountability partner and pointing fingers, they're your cheerleaders. They're
Yes.
your Aaron and Ur. I'm going back to the Bible, who are holding up Moses' arms so that the
Mhm.
sun would not move, so Joshua and the children of Israel could win that battle. You need that community. And after you've done that, you want to create. Come on now, come on, you got to do this. Music is
Yeah.
a mover. Music is a
Ooh,
mover. So you need to create a soundtrack that gives you your confidence. When I think about the soundtrack, I think about the movie I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
oh, yeah.
If you've seen it, great. If you haven't seen it, go look for it.
Uh-huh.
I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. And the superhero, well, he's not a superhero, but the heroes of it are like, got these guys, this whole band following them, which is really funny. But it's their theme song. So when they walk out and they strap up and they put their leather jackets on and they're ready to go handle stuff, they got that music. They got that
Yes.
theme going on. They got that soundtrack. So get
Mhm.
yourself a soundtrack. I have several on my Spotify. And I have
Yeah.
one that's like, look, it starts out with Mary J. Blige, Janet Jackson. I need my girls to pump me up. Me
That's
and my
it.
wheelchair, we be doing it. Let me tell you, it's all right. We get it done. You need that soundtrack. You
Mhm.
need to be reminded what joy is like, how awesome you are. Get songs that, aren't berating women, that aren't cursing you out. I mean, because you want to be able to have these songs out here and blow them in your car and get you going. Pow, pow, whatever's necessary to move you forward. If it's praise and worship, but it's Israel Houghton and Ty Tribbett and Jay Moss, hey, get them, because they hit hard. Let me tell you, Hezekiah Walker, all of them come with it. So find your soundtrack that's going to move you forward and share it with your team. Because when y'all put on that music, all that, okay, all right. And
Yeah.
everybody's getting in it, it keeps you moving forward. I'm
Mhm.
just saying.
Yeah.
So the next thing is write out and speak affirmations over your life. Now, I know you've seen that, you've heard it. People said tape them on your mirrors and things like that. But I want you to go a step further. I want you to audio record it or video record it just for yourself. You know why? Because so many times when we hear the negativity, it's in our voice.
Yes.
So let's speak positive blessings and affirmations over ourselves in our own voice to
Mhm.
keep moving us forward. And if you got that team, y'all record some together and you listen to the affirmations and blessings from your team members as well. There's lots of ways of doing this by doing, blessing jars or whatever. But again, we hear it in our voice. So why not counteract it with blessings, affirmations, confirmations, and praises in our own voice? So consider doing that. I think that would be a wonderful group event or activity to do, and share that with one another. Um, use the positive words, not the negative words. So go back to your chart and then check, is this true about me or is it false?
Mm.
And then to wrap it up is review your plan often and make adjustments because seasons change and it's okay. It's sometimes we have to hit the GPS, recalculate, and then as I encourage people, rinse and repeat. These are so important. And so to wrap this up, because I know I went like a fire hose with all of this information, this is a holistic approach and a holistic approach. So it is for your mind, your soul, your body, and spirit. And it is healthy and it is for the total package. Remember, what you feed the most is what grows the most.
Yes.
You know, so feed yourself good,
Mhm.
feed your soul good, feed your body and spirit well.
Mhm.
Exactly. Don't give up. Remember, it's a journey. This
Yeah.
is not a race. When I ran track as a high school student, yeah, my coach kept putting me in the 440, 4x4, and always make me last. Like, just because I'm tall and have long legs, I mean, I can run like the 100. I'm more of a 220 person. And man, it was just killing me. It was killing me. It's like, that is not my race. I got to pace myself with my race. So know what your race is and pace yourself with your race. But remember, it's not a sprint. It is a journey. All the nuggets and all the learning happen in the midst of the journey. We want that other side, and we'll get there when we enter the kingdom of heaven. Well, that's my belief.
Mhm.
However, don't give up. Keep
Mhm.
moving forward. What you feed the most is what will grow the most.
Mm.
And I will make sure that I put together my checklist of all of this that I shared with you on my after the show link
Yes.
and share this with you. Just remember, you too can reclaim your confidence in the midst of your reinvention of yourself. But start
Absolutely.
today. Start. Don't sit there and look at it and becomes a dusty plan, or you won't get anything done. I know that I can't hear you, but if there are a couple of questions that you want me to take or answer, that's fine too.
Mhm.
But I'm grateful that we can share together. And just before Dre kicks me off, I know that we are now in a season that is very challenging for folks. The holidays are hard.
Mhm.
And I did share last year um, a handout that is on my after the shows um, link that you can find. It's a freebie, and it's talking about seasonal affective disorder or seasonal affective change challenge is what I deal with because I am not a doctor, so I'm not going to diagnose you. However, check that out and remember that even though we're going into the holidays and they may be hard, we still are in a season of thanks. And I am so thankful that I get to be on Let's Talk with Dre, and I am so thankful that I get an opportunity to share the things that God brings to my heart. um, and I can talk about other things. I don't have to talk about God too, but I'm going to talk about God because that's just who I am. And I am so
Right.
thankful that you are all online. I'm so glad that you support Dree and what she's doing. I cannot wait to see what God is going to continue to do. Look, she's on Roku now, baby. So God is good and He is faithful. So thank you and thank you and thank you again for allowing me to share and speak into your lives. Next week, whether you're with the people that drive you crazy or not, find 5 things to be thankful for.
Hmm.
5 things, just 5 things on your hands. And you can, when it gets tough, you can just keep naming those 5 things because sometimes we got to recalculate as we do what we do. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be with you guys. I look forward to chatting with you guys soon.
Thank you, Elise. We love you. She is amazing, you guys. I'm so blessed to have her as our life coach. She is thebomb.com. She's amazing. And it's so true. You have to tie God into your life because, you know, without him you're nothing, none of us are. So and she's right, during this Thanksgiving holiday season, if you're watching the show, this is November 18th, next week is Thanksgiving, and find 5 things that she mentioned to be grateful for and to just thank God for. That is so so true. So thank you, Elise Green, for coming on our show's life coach. We appreciate you so much. And you guys reach out to her on her Dreamcast Consulting platform. She is there if you have questions or anything like that. Okay. So as we close out the show, this comes from Louise L. Hay, and it basically says, quote, remember you have been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. And just like what Elise said, write down the things that you say, but write down the truth. I know there is something good about you, and you'll be amazed at what others think that is good about you as well. So take that step further and just be so grateful that we are above ground and we're breathing, and that God loves us, right? So if no one has told you that they love you, know that I love you. Make sure to do one good thing for one person each day, and you can affect 365 lives. Again, we love you. And until next time we meet, stay safe, love on others, and help others. And with those words, I'm out.